mathematicians. This week we are talking in Hot Topics about using math in real life, sometimes what we call algebraic equations, because we are trying to solve for an unknown. So we are going to be doing a lot of multiplication here, 2-digit by 2-digit, 3-digit by 1-digit, and so on. Now, when we are looking at a word problem or a story problem, the first thing we want to do is think of what is the question asking us to do. Once we figure out what the question is asking us to do, we can start figuring out the important pieces of information and then using that information to get an answer. So looking at this question as an example, Tom has 16 pairs of shoes. Each pair of shoes costs $35. How much did he spend on his shoes all together? As we're thinking of this question, we're kind of wondering, okay, are we going to be multiplying? Are we going to be adding, subtracting, dividing, finding area? There could be a ton of things that we could do with this information, but what is the question asking us to do? So when we look at this, we are kind of saying, okay, he has how much, let's look at the question that it asks us. How much did he spend on his shoes all together? So all together means that we're going to be finding some bigger answer. It could be adding things together. It could be multiplying things. So we're probably not going to be subtracting because we want to know the total all together that he has. Tom has 16 pairs of shoes and each pair costs $35. So this one costs $35, the next one costs $35, the next one costs $35, and so on and so on. We could add those together, 35 plus 35 plus 35 plus 35, 16 times, or we could multiply 35 times 16 because we've got a $35 shoes 16 different times. So this question is asking us to multiply, and it's asking us to multiply 16 as our first factor and 35 as our second factor to find a product. Now I went ahead and did the work down here, and so 16, number of shoes he has, each cost $35. How much did he spend total? He spent $560 total on the shoes. So the first thing we want to think of is what is the question asking us to do, and then we want to figure out what information is necessary to solve that equation. Not all information in a problem is going to be necessary all the time. If we look at an example here from your second part this week, got Mike has 13 boxes of blue Legos. He also has 15 boxes of green Legos. Each box of Legos has 25 blocks in it. How many green Legos does Mike have total? So this question is asking us how many green Legos does he have? I've got information about green Legos. I've also got information about blue Legos. Because this question is only asking me about green Legos, I don't need to worry about what he needs with the number that he has of blue Legos because the question's not calling for it. That's information that I might be able to figure out, but I don't have to. The question isn't asking me to solve that. So here I'm only concerned with his number of green Legos. I know he has 15 boxes of them, and there's 25 Legos in each box. So if he has 15 boxes and there's 25 in each one, then I would be multiplying 15 times 25. I'm not concerned with the 13 at all. I don't really care how many blue Legos he has in this case because the question doesn't ask me to find out. So as you're thinking, what's the question asking me to do and what information in the question is important for me to find the answer? What will help me get to the right answer or product? So be careful. You're not always going to use all the information. Make sure you're using the information that is relevant to your question. That's important to know when we're working on multiplication or any algebraic thinking with real life examples.